Good evening to everybody. This is Michael with the Sky's Limit Aviation channel. Welcome to a surprise Wednesday night live stream. We are in Panama City at the northwest Florida 71. Going up with a
Northwest Florida International, Southwest 14, short final, runway 16, final call, Northwest Florida.
going back up to Atlanta. Not sure what is going on with the live stream. Not sure if the internet connection is a little bit on the flaky side or not. We'll find out as time goes, but we don't appear to be dropping any frames. But anyways, welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. This is Delta 2762 service from Panama City back up to Atlanta. It's going to be a short flight. Live stream should be probably no more than an hour like the last time during the trip down. And let's see, Jacksonville Center is up, so it is 135.925. 135.92. Go ahead and switch over to them. The Atlanta Center's not online tonight, so unless they come on, we'll have brief air traffic control heading back up to Atlanta, but that'll end once we get into Georgia. So, get the boarding process started right now. There is no published approach or departure going into or out of Panama City, so our flight plan just
Delta
basically...
007, descend to be the Looney 1 arrival, runway 8, transition Jacksonville, altimeter is 2992.
So basically, it's going to be up to Romeo Sierra, which is the Dothan, Alabama VOR. So we'll depart out of Panama City, and then it will be a left turn. And then we'll be on the Gandalf 2 arrival.
Good morning. Thank you.
JetBlue 6133, descend to be the Get Out 1 arrival, Orlando, altimeter is 2995.
Morning.
Delta 628, contact Jacksonville, approach on 127.0, see ya. That'd be the one.
Morning. Morning. Proceed boarding officer, please. Thank you.
And I'm going to go ahead and call up Jacksonville Center here in just a second and get our clearance. Jacksonville Center, good evening. Delta 2762 on the ground at Northwest Florida Beaches International, looking to pick up our IFR clearance back to Atlanta.
Body cancel, please. Thank you.
Delta 2752, Jacksonville Center. I'll be with you in 1 second. Clearance request standby.
Sure thing, Delta 2762.
Delta 2762, you're cleared the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport via radar vectors Romeo Sierra VOR that is filed. Maintain 2000, expect level 210, 10 minutes departures with me, squawk 3275.
All right, Delta 2762 is cleared to the Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport via radar vectors to Romeo Sierra, then as filed, climb maintain 2000, expect flight level 210, 10 minutes after departure, squawk 3275.
Delta 2762, read back correct. Pleasure stars at your discretion. Contact me for taxi. Expect runway 16 for departure. ECP altimeter is where to go? 299 or 2?
2992 on the altimeter, 16 for departure, and we'll call you up when we're ready for taxi. About 2762, sorry. All right, squawk 32. Three, 2, 7, 5. And flash ident.
How are you?
Gonna climb and maintain 2000 to start out with. All right.
Aircraft caught in all static.
Go ahead and run through our pre-start checklist. Parking brake is set, throttles are idle, landing gear lever is down, flaps up, spoilers retracted, fuel quantity checked, fuel pumps off, battery master switch is on. We'll go ahead and start the APU and the generator. Panel lights not required. No smoking, fasten seatbelt signs are on. P-top heat off. Wing and engine anti-ice off. Hydraulic pumps on. And beacon lights are on. Pre-start checklist is complete. So we're flying radar vectors out of Panama City up to Romeo Sierra VOR, which is Dothan, Alabama. Then as filed, it'll be the Gandalf 2 arrival in Atlanta, and we'll expect runway 27 left for our arrival. Weather's looking good in Atlanta as well as down here in Panama City. Weather in Panama City is currently clear skies, unlimited visibility, winds are 180 at 5, temperatures 29 Celsius, dew point 23. And in Atlanta,
Hello.
we have winds are 310 at 4. Temperature 29 Celsius, dew point 18. We have few clouds at 15,000, broken at 20, broken at 25. And the altimeter down or up in Atlanta is 299 So we got the weather for both airports. This should be a pretty short flight. And looking outside the aircraft, looks like we have everything buttoned up cargo-wise. We'll go ahead and close the cargo bay doors at this time. Passengers are almost boarded. Got less than Actually, we have 11 to go. We'll go ahead and button it up and get started. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Got a Southwest flight that just arrived a little while ago on the opposite gate. And boarding is complete. Go ahead and button up the aircraft. Go ahead and close our main door. Main cabin door is closed. Go ahead and prepare for pushback and departure. It's going to be interesting to see how GSX pushes us back, since we don't have a lot of room here at the terminal on our left side of the aircraft.
1545, flight level 350.
United 1545, Jacksonville Center, squawk 1062.
Squawk 1062, 1545.
So whatever happens, happens.
We're ready for pushback.
United 1545, radar contact 27 miles to the northwest of Livens at flight level 350.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Delta 2259, contact Jacks approach 127.0. See ya.
And got the tug hooking up.
Locking gear.
And we want the nose to the right and tail to the left.
Release parking brakes.
And releasing
Commencing
parking
push.
brakes.
All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, engine startup checklist. Thrust levers to idle, engine areas clear, start switches, ground ignition, both. Fuel pumps are on. Start. Okay, we'll just start with engine number 2 and then engine number 1. So starting engine number 2. And mode C since we're on the move. Good start at engine number 2, starting engine number 1. Good start on engine number 1. Go ahead and shut off the APU at this time.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake is set.
Lufthansa 883, Jacksonville Center, you're cleared to Atlanta International Airport via radar vectors. The Columbia VOR that is filed, maintain 3000, expect flight level 320, 10 minutes departure, departures with me, squawk 3023.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Lufthansa 883, squawk code 3023.
Okay, before taxi checklist, nav lights
Sounds A3,
on,
reback
elevator
correct.
trim
Contact name ready for
set,
taxi. Expect runway 1.
flaps set for
5. Terminal
5,
Beach altimeter is
Tow truck disconnect.
5 degrees indicated, flight director on, transponders on mode C,
Sounds A3, just so you know, you're on an active taxiway, so...
heading indicator is
please
set,
take that
radio
taxi
avionics are
as,
set,
available for
autopilot
taxi
is
as
off.
fast as possible.
Do our flight control check real quick. And he did back us right up into a building. GSX and its minor glitches.
Lufthansa A3 cross runway 18.
Reminiscent of the movie
via
Airplane.
Zulu Bravo 3, Bravo, Bravo 5.
Alright, we're going to taxi forward just a tiny little bit here. And we'll do our flight control check real quick. Elevator full up, full down, left aileron, right aileron, rudder, spoilers. Flight control check is complete. Yeah, let's see, complete our taxis. Let's see. Taxi lights on, flight director's on, transponders on, mode C, flight control check is done, PTOT heat is on. And before taxi checklist is complete, we'll be taxiing to runway 16. So that'll be basically Papa Delta. Go ahead and call up to center. Jacksonville Center, Delta 2762. Gate 3, ready for taxi at Northwest Beaches.
Delta 2762, runway 16 taxi via Delta uniform.
Runway 16 via Delta for Delta 2762. And we're on the move. And start my company A cars. So once again, we're flying in the 737-800, November 399 Delta Alpha. Looks like we're going to have nice weather.
Good evening, Delta 1153, flight level 310 for 370, 25 miles to the north, decon DLR.
Delta 1153 radar contact, squawk 1065.
1065 for 1153.
Got a message from Southwest 3114 wishing us a good flight up to Atlanta. So we have flaps 5, indicated 5. We're cleared to 2,000 initially,
Delta
then
5431, Jacksonville Center. Good
flight level
afternoon. Make sure
210
you respond to the
later.
correct code, please.
Got our heading, speed, course all set up.
Roger, I'm having a duplicate issue, but that's fine. Climb, maintain level 380. I got a new squawk code for you in just a second here. Your cruise altitude 380 and reset your transponder squawk 1010.
All right, go ahead and start the before takeoff checklist. Flight instruments are checked, engine instruments checked, nav equipment checked. We have our takeoff data. Go ahead and turn the landing lights on, taxis off, strobes
Going back.
on, pitot heat and engine de-ice as required. Go ahead and arm the auto throttle.
Delta 2762, upon departure, flight runway heading runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Fly runway heading cleared for takeoff, Delta 2762. So we're going to stay on runway heading for right now, climb to 2,000. So from what I understand, Southwest and Delta are the only airports that service the Panama City Airport, unless I'm mistaken.
Lufthansa 883, radar contact the altitude passing. Lufthansa 883, turn right direct to Columbia, VOR, proceed on course, climb, maintain, flight level 320.
And we'll stay with Jacksonville Center for the initial climb out. So no frequency change needed. We'll stay here on 135.92. Excuse me. And we are cleared for takeoff, so we'll take the active. Nothing showing up on the radar, so we've got no traffic around us. All right, brake set. Takeoff checklist. Thrust 60%. N1. Stable N1. Advance the throttles. Brakes off, and we're rolling. Positive rate of climb, gear coming up.
Delta 5431, climb, maintain, flight level 320. Delta 2762, radar contact, the altitude passing.
Passing through 1800 for 2000 for Delta 2762.
Delta 2762, climb, maintain flight level 210, proceed direct Romeo Sierra, VOR, proceed on course.
Direct Romeo Sierra, proceed on course at up to 21,000 for Delta 2762. Alright, climb out checklist, autopilot on, altitude set 21,000. We're set for 280 knots for the climb out. LNAV, VNAV are on. Landing lights will come off at 10,000 feet. Climb out checklist is complete, so we are on our way. Again, this is going to be a fairly short flight back up to Atlanta. And flaps coming up. Looks like it's fairly busy on the East Coast for VATSIM. We got DC Center, Fort Worth, Jacksonville, Miami, and New York Center all online right now. All we need is Atlanta Center to pop up, and we can have a full ATC VATSIM flight this evening. And climbing through 5,000 for flight level 210. Now that we're out of the glitch-free zone, we'll go ahead and turn VATSPY and Navigraph charts back on. Very nice weather leaving Panama City this afternoon.
Jacksonville Center, good evening, Delta 1299 with you, descending the 037 arrival.
Delta 1299, Jacksonville Center, squawk 1076.
1076, Delta 1299.
1123 clearance on request, stand by. Delta 1299, radar contact over Skywalker. Descend via... Sorry about that. Descend via the Osprey 7 arrival, runway 15 transition. Charleston altimeter is 2988, Delta is current.
Got the subscriber goal we set for September, reflecting the current number of channel subscribers at 272.
You got Delta on board and perimeter 2988, Delta 1299.
28 away from our goal of 300 for the month of September.
Hartsfield Airport, radar vector, excuse me, the Roy 7 departure. Radar vector is correct, VOR, then is filed, maintain 4,000, expect level 340, 10 minutes of departures with me, squawk 7625.
So we are direct Romeo Sierra VOR, which is the Dothan, Alabama VOR, and it will hit the handoff to RNAV arrival into Atlanta.
Delta 007, contact Jacksonville, approach 127.0.
Jacksonville approach with 1.0, Delta 007, heavy.
And there's our Navigraph chart, so you can reference our flight plan.
Jacksonville Center, November 22 Romeo is with you at 13,000 feet, direct worm.
November 22 Romeo, Jacksonville Center, good afternoon. Daytona altimeter is 2995.
Good afternoon, altimeter 2995.
Delta 1123, read back, correct. Push stars at discretion, contact me for taxi, Daytona altimeter 2995, expect 7 left. Daytona information Foxtrot, now current wind,
And through 10,000 feet, landing lights
Charles,
coming off.
Delta, now current wind 2405, altimeter 2988. Myrtle Beach information Alpha, now current wind 20010, altimeter 2988. And Savannah information Kilo, now current wind calm, altimeter 2990.
Double check our weather in Atlanta, and no change. Winds are still 310 at 4 knots. 15,000 few, 20,000 broken, 25,000 broken, 29 Celsius, dew point 18, and the altimeter is still 299.4, so we should still be expecting 27 left for the arrival. And got everything already.
30, leave my airspace to the south, Miami's offline radar services. Oh, they are online, never mind.
Got the route plugged into the FMS. And we do have some speed and altitude restrictions once we hit the Gandalf arrival, and that's 250 knots at 11,000 at Gandalf.
American 830 looks
10,000 at Hotel Alpha Lima Romeo. 8,000 at Schuler, 9 at Jingle.
United 1545, contact Miami Center 135.17. See ya.
135.17. See ya, 1545.
JetBlue 1920 radio check. Yep.
Got that a little bit backwards. Let's fix this real quick. So that's supposed to be 9,000 at Schuler, 8 at Jingle, and Cubit is 7,000, and execute. And then as we turn on to 27 left, it'll be ROM 180 at 6,000, CJ at 5, Grumpy at 4, and over Depot, if tower happens to be up, we'd be calling to the tower. 2800 will intercept the localizer and arrive on 27 left.
November 22 Romeo, descend be the Cuban 1 arrival, runway 8 transition, Jacksonville altimeter is 299.2.
Descend by the Cuban 1 arrival, altimeter 2993, November 2 Romeo.
299.2.
2992,
And 108.5 is the
November 22
localizer
Romeo,
frequency. Go ahead and
contact
set that up in the radio now.
over to Jacksonville approach 127. See ya. Thanks for this too.
And if you're just joining the live stream, welcome. I'm Michael. This is Sky's Limit Aviation Channel. This is Delta 2762, Boeing 737-800 service out of Panama City, heading for Atlanta. Just about at our top of climb. Cruise checklist. 18,000 feet. Altimeter at standard.
Delta 1153, cross Ogre at flight level 270.
Autopilot check, radios checked, lights as required, instruments and fuel quantity are checked, cruise checklist is
Delta
complete.
1153, cross Ogre at flight level 270.
Sorry, you're locked last time. Ogre at 230.
270, sorry.
Or 270.
Keep refreshing the weather for Hartsfield in case there's any changes en route, and still same weather, so we can still expect 27 left for our arrival.
JetBlue 1920, contact Miami Center on 135.17. See ya.
Alright, going to Miami on 135.17.
And we are at the top of our climb. Accelerate up to 300 knots. Enjoy the rest of our trip back north up to Atlanta. We'll be out of Jacksonville's airspace here in the next couple of minutes. Be back over to Unicom. So, for those of you who have joined me for past live streams, you'll know that on past departures out of airports, the flight simulator has frozen slightly, usually for anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds, and then comes back up as if nothing happened. And I think we have solved that issue. This is the 4th flight without any freeze-ups in the simulator, and all I simply have been doing is just turning off Navigraph, charts, and VATSPI, and just leaving up vPilot as the only thing running in the background.
Just with you 421 leaving for dinner. Thanks for the goodbye.
Jacksonville Center, good evening, Delta 1729 at 240.
Delta 1729, Jacksonville Center, good afternoon. Climb maintain level 360.
Climbing 360, Delta 1729.
In Delta 1729, got a reroute for you, advise on any copy.
Please a little slower, and again, Delta 1729.
1729, I got a reroute to Orlando for you. We are landing to the south, so you can expect the Get Out 1 arrival instead of the Seinfeld 3.
Get Out 1 arrival and we'll go Delta 1729.
Delta 2762, leaving my airspace to the north. Atlanta's offline. Radar services are terminated. Fix the change approved. My income 125. Have a safe flight.
Appreciate it, Michael. Over to the dreadedly lonely Unicom for Delta 2762. See you next time.
Oh, don't cry.
I can't help it.
Oh.
And we're over to Unicom 122.8. Maybe Atlanta Center or maybe Atlanta Tower will come up online here in a little bit. You never know. Looks like everybody else is online. Memphis Center just dropped on. literally as we were speaking, so we are level at flight level 210 and about 80 miles from our top of descent. And we have 171 passengers and 5 crew on board. 2 pilots, 3 flight attendants for the trip back home to Hotlanta. Yes, it's been brutally hot once again here in the Metro Atlanta area after a nice respite last week of some nice 80-degree weather. We're back in the mid to upper 90s and a little bit of a humidity. And Wifey has entered the chat. Hello, my darling. So we recently got back from vacation. We were down in the Panama City area, actually a little bit west of that, in a little place called Santa Rosa. If anybody's familiar with that, that's the 30A area, or Watercolor, Florida. And we thought we were going down to Florida to escape the brutal, crazy heat of Atlanta, and it turned out that it was exactly the same. Except we had a little bit of an ocean breeze. But we had a great time on vacation. We've been back for a little over a week now. And last week we had some beautiful weather in the 80s. Not a lot of humidity, but still just enough humidity to make you notice it. Wifey says she can't wait until fall because it's been too hot, and amen to that. Fall and winter is my personal favorite time of the year. The only thing about winter that the wife likes is it's Christmas. So a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies coming up. But fall and winter are my 2 favorite seasons, especially when things start to cool off and I tend to sleep better at night. I don't tolerate the heat and humidity very well, so I sometimes have trouble sleeping. And the nice cold winter weather always alleviates that. Pull up the VATSIM chart for you real quick so you can see it. So we're down here at the bottom 1/4 of the map in Atlanta Center. Below us is Jacksonville. Off to our west is Memphis. And then Washington Center up in the upper left. And 40 miles from top of descent. I just heard my wife sneeze. Bless you if you can hear me. If you're still on the live stream listening. So I hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. We did. We had a fun day on Saturday. Went to go see our niece do cheerleading. She's a kindergartner at one of our local schools here. Then we went over to one of the local parks for the remainder of the afternoon. Hung out with my brother-in-law, my wife's younger brother. They had a pop-up event going on over there, and he has a little food cart that he slings some delicious popsicles from. So shout out to Micah and Gabby, my brother and sister-in-law. And the name of their business is called King of Pops. King of Pops, P-O-P-S. If you're in the Atlanta area, specifically Gwinnett County, the eastern part of Gwinnett County, look them up. I believe their handle on Instagram is KOP Lawrenceville. And go check out where they're going to show up next. I recommend the chocolate with sea salt is fantastic, as well as the strawberry lemonade. So shout out to my brother and sister-in-law. Might as well go ahead and start our top of descent checklist. Go ahead and check the ATIS in Atlanta, and still no change. 310 at 4 knots, 29 Celsius, dew point 18, few clouds at 15, broken at 20, broken at 25,000, altimeter 29904. So ATIS information, airport weather is checked, altimeter is checked, radios and nav are checked, fuel quantity checked, anti-ice as required, and descent speed we've already got programmed in the box. Top of descent checklist is complete, and we'll be starting down shortly. And once again, if you're just joining the live stream, this is Delta 2762. Non-stop service from Northwest Florida Beaches International Airport in Panama City, heading for the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is a Boeing 737-800. We'll double check the weather in Atlanta one more time as we get a little bit closer to see if there's any changes, but it's been west ops pretty much all day today, so still expecting 27 left for our arrival, and we'll be on the Gandalf to RNAV arrival into Atlanta. And cruising along at a nice leisurely 300 knots at flight level 210. And starting down. Out of 21 for 11,000. Appreciate everybody joining in on the live stream. Looks like we've got quite a few people watching. Come in the chat, say hello if you're able to. If you're not a subscriber, please give us a follow. So yesterday, another standalone video went out on my FSX Back to the Basics series. In the first video that I did before vacation, we did a walk around of the stock Cessna 172 and gave you a brief description of all the flight controls and surfaces on the outside of the aircraft. The second video that dropped yesterday was a comprehensive look inside the cockpit of the stock Cessna 172 and the gauges and a brief description of what they do. And the third video is in the works, and we'll be going through the checklists, starting with the before engine start and ending with the before takeoff. And then the video after that will probably cover airport signs and movement at a local airport that I've not chosen yet, but it'll likely be KLZU, which is the small regional airport close to where I live here in the Metro Atlanta area. So we're through 18,000. We'll go ahead and set the altimeter. The weather engine altimeter is 299.0, so we'll leave it at that. We'll periodically reset that as we get closer. Still no change in the METAR for Hartsfield, so we will go off of that. And approaching our first speed and altitude restriction. That's Gandalf at 250 knots and 11,000 feet. Our next live stream should be on Friday night, and we'll be heading down to Tampa from Atlanta in the Boeing 757-200. And still no sign of life from Atlanta Center or Atlanta Tower or anything related, so it looks like we're going to be on our own. We'll make Unicom call-outs as needed on the approach. And we've got traffic about 30 nautical miles and 2,300 feet above. And looks like that is Delta 2494 heading down to the same airport that we just departed from. All right, 10,000 feet landing lights are coming on. Approach checklist. Seatbelt signs, no smoking signs are still on. We'll go ahead and start the APU and the APU generator. Avionics and radios are set. Speed, we're speed restricted to 250 knots. Landing lights are on. Spoilers are armed. Flaps as needed on the approach. Approach checklist complete. And we have an update on the weather in Atlanta. Winds are 270 at 3, temperature 29, a dew point 19, a few clouds at 15, broken at 20, broken at 25. Altimeter is now 299.5, and that's as of just a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, starting down to 9,000 from 10. Great little app that I downloaded for my iPhone as a virtual pilot is just simply called METAR, Mike Echo Tango Alpha Romeo, and you can check the weather information and ATISs for any airport. And you can favorite your favorite airports that you fly in and out of. I have Atlanta checked as a favorite, and I just open up the app and boom, I've got the weather. Around Qubit, I'm going to turn off the LNAV and turn (93° to the east. Since there are really no waypoints between Qubit and ROM, and we'll keep VNAV on for the altitude changes. And starting down to 7. ahead and turn the LNAV off now, and 93-degree turn. And there's Hartsfield just off at our 10 o'clock. So when we are a beam of Romeo, Oscar, Mike, 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 we'll go ahead and make a left turn to 183 and then intercept the localizer. And once again, if you're just joining us on the live stream, this is Delta 2762, service from Panama City to Atlanta, Boeing 737-800. My name is Michael, and this is the Sky's Limit Aviation channel. I'd like to welcome you on board. If you're watching and you can access the live chat, come say hello real quick. Would love to hear from you. Once we're on the ground, we will probably jump off at the first high-speed exit, which will be November 4. Actually, that was supposed to be a left turn to 3 degrees. 183 would have been a right turn. And descend down to 6,000, get our speed dropped down to 180. And we'll go flaps 1 at this time. And our final approach course is going to be 275. ahead and turn left to 295 to intercept the localizer. Flaps 2. Flaps 2 indicated. And we've glide slope is alive. And go ahead and capture the glide slope. Flaps 5. And we have captured the glide slope and the localizer. And in case of a go-around, we will climb out to 3,000 feet, and it will be a right-hand turn. Be a missed approach, climb to 15,000 feet. .15,000 feet, left turn to 4,000. On a 265 heading. Atlanta traffic, Delta 2762, 10-mile final, runway 27 left, Atlanta traffic. And we'll maintain 180 to depot. And gear coming down. Landing checklist. Landing gear down, 3 green, flaps set, landing speed established, autopilot, auto throttle as required. Landing checklist is complete. Atlanta traffic, Delta 2762 over depot, runway 27 left, Atlanta traffic.
Atlanta traffic, this is Lufthansa 883 on the 5-mile short final for runway 2 left. Atlanta traffic, Delta 2091 taking off runway 27 right, Atlanta traffic.
And I'll take control of the aircraft. Atlanta traffic, Delta 2762, short final runway 27 left, Atlanta traffic. Beautiful landing.
Atlanta traffic.
Thrust reverser, spoilers engaged.
186 right.
And traffic departing off on our right. And we'll take this first high speed right here off to our right. And welcome to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Atlanta traffic, Delta 2762, clear of 27 left at November 4.
Atlanta traffic, this is Lufthansa 883, landing on runway 23.
And we'll stop over here at Uniform for a quick second, clean up the aircraft before we taxi into the gate. Parking brake is set. After landing, taxi to the gate checklist. Strobes off, taxi lights on, landing lights off. Spoilers down, flaps coming up. Landing taxi.
Taking off 26 left, Atlanta.
After landing and taxi to gate checklist is complete. Atlanta traffic Delta 2762 crossing runway 27 right at Uniform and then over to ramp 4 via Uniform and Lima. Atlanta traffic. Make sure there's no traffic departing. And landing lights on as we cross an active runway. And then right on Lima. And we'll go in to ramp 4 on 4 South. And we are at the gate. Parking brake is set. Shutdown checklist. Parking brake set, throttle idle. Engines to cut off. Taxi lights on, nav lights off. Beacon light remains on, PTOT anti-ice off, flight director off. I'll go ahead and hook up the jet bridge. I'm going to open up the main cabin door and the cargo doors. And go ahead and request deboarding. And we have ground power hooked up so we can turn off the APU generator, Shut off the APU. And shutdown checklist is complete, and that is going to do it for tonight's live stream. Go ahead and file my hours. And PIREP. Hour and 6 minutes flight time this afternoon. And next flight will be down to Tampa in the 752. And after that, it'll be up to Cincinnati and then back to Atlanta. And again, that's going to do it for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody dropping by and watching. Wish I could have seen you in chat, but maybe that's just for another day. Thank you to my wonderful wifey for dropping by and saying hi real quick. Always appreciate her support. Make sure that you like, hit that bell to remind you, if you're a subscriber, of any upcoming videos and live streams. And if you're not already supporting the channel, please show your support by subscribing to the channel. It means an awful lot, and it gives me the incentive to get out there and make good live stream and standalone videos for you all. So once again, this is Michael with the Sky's Limit Aviation channel, wishing you a happy hump day or rest of your Wednesday. And we will probably see you Friday for a live stream and possibly another standalone video before then as well. And again, that'll be Atlanta to Tampa in the 757-200 for Delta. And hopefully we'll see you then. Take care. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye now.